睛，你会怎么做？他倒是告诉我，我怕听不见。以前起的火把是你式的魔法，慢慢的渗入我的心逐渐。你举起前进更难逃脱，抬头看天空，爱就在飘落。可以是歌手，是作家，写诗在行诗，当然那些爱情小说。水火让我伴着你左右，爱情在燃烧，看着你火候。你最爱看太阳落下，我明天。
Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Mandela effect. All of you should be well aware of that. That is where you and a vast, large population has one memory, and reality, in this reality, doesn't have it. For instance, I've talked before about in the 007 movie Moonraker, I have a video on this, where everybody remembers the girl falling in love with Jaws, who was the bad guy, and she had braces. It was a pivotal moment and so cute. But in this reality, she doesn't wear braces. Yet, strangely enough, we had dug up the video from an old Betamax that shows that sure, she was wearing braces. So what's going on? And in that video, I argued that while the Mandela effect is true, it is suggestive of worldwide slides to alternate realities, consciousness slides to another reality. I said in that case, it's somebody who's trying to rewrite the past for whatever reason. And I offered some suggestions that it was the woke movement, particularly the woke fanatics in Hollywood, that did their best to rewrite history, because having braces is something that adolescent girls have, and you can't possibly promote anything like that in a movie. Today we're going to talk about another one. We're going to talk about the game of Monopoly. Now, in the game of Monopoly, you can well remember the wealthy character that was drawn on the board and on the money as being this guy with a top hat, carrying bags of money, and wearing a monocle. Well, in this reality, he's not wearing a monocle. In fact, when I was growing up in the 60s, very few people knew about monocles. We had Hogan's Hero with Commander Klink wearing a monocle. And
the Mandela effect that we all know of is real, and I just got something that proves it. Now, if you don't know, the Mandela effect is basically a mass misremembering of a popular subject. In this case, the Monopoly man that we all know and love, that positively had a monocle on his eye, actually doesn't. The Monopoly company says he's never had a monocle. Well, I just got a 1996 version of Monopoly Jr. that says otherwise. But here is the 1996 copy of Monopoly Jr. Apparently, when I open this up on the $2 bill of Monopoly money, the Monopoly man will have a monocle. 3, 2, 1. Here's the actual Monopoly board, and then you have all of the little pieces inside. I see it! Inside the 1996 Waddlington's Monopoly Jr., the $2 Monopoly bill, the Monopoly man has a monocle.
so what do we have here? We have the company that says that he's never had a monocle. Yet we have physical proof that he has a monocle. Yet we also have everybody promoting this idea that he has a monocle, and reality disagrees with that as to be a Mandela effect or a break in the matrix or whatever you may want to call that. Well, let's follow the trends. in a break in reality, when you're making a slide from one world line to another, it's usually complete. Okay? One world line has a monocle, another world line doesn't. One world line has cherry Coke, the other one doesn't. It's usually a break. It's A or B. It's white and black. But when you see something that you have a reality, in this case, this guy without the monocle, and then suddenly inside it, you see instances where he does have the monocle, that suggests something different. And like the earlier video where I talked about the guy who in the 007 movies, right? I'm beginning to think that, again, this might be a conspiracy to rewrite history. For what reason, I have no idea. But you obviously see it. The guy's got a monocle. Looks exactly like the way I remembered it. So what's going on? Is there a cabal of wealthy industrialists, wealthy billionaires or trillionaires that are trying to rewrite history? Making us think that we're all crazy? What the hell's going on? Worldline slides happen. I've experienced them. I've experienced them in my training, and I experienced them as part of Majestic. You will slide from one decidedly different reality to another one. Reality is not as firm as we think. That's a truism. But selective reality, that's a new one on me. Either some rich oligarchs are trying to fuck with our heads, sorry guys, or else partial realities occur. And in partial realities, you have a blending of a world line where you have a monocle and a world line where you don't, and you end up with a partial reality. And this blending of realities is something that will give us true insight to the nature of the reality we're in. And that, I think, is the most important aspect of this video here. The idea that reality world lines can be blended together. If you recall, I've talked about how realities are like the waves of world lines are like crests of waves as they move about on the surface of the ether. And we always look at the high points where they collapse together as a world line. But perhaps, just perhaps, that the line between the collapsing together is where we're at right now, not in a defined world line. And if that's the case, what would the collapsed waveform look like when we inhabit that? Things to think about, people. I have no solid answers for that. World line travel. Interesting stuff. People, I hope this brief little video was enjoyable to you. I hope you got something out of it. And remember, be kind to dogs and cats. Treat yourself out a little bit. All right? I'm a big believer in a diner with a blue plate special and a cup of coffee. Call a relative or a friend and just surprise them. Don't you wait for them. You take initiative. And remember, I believe in you. I really, really do. I believe in you. Yes, I do. Take care, people. Bye-bye.
Non mi più che puoi, non mi yourself in a this your time. Sissing out here, it will blow your mind. Come on, increase and in all the crime. Which crime me attack? And the gun crime. Waste them from true, what can't be fine. The youth them tired living on the bread line. The money no excuse to rob the blind. All our weapon in the cloud.